What?
Hi, Buttoners.
Hey, Buttoners.
You might have if you're here on the regular, you might notice we swapped spots.
We swapped around because I'm not the host today.
I'm the host.
I'm the co-host. The Sis Dog's co-hosting, and Dan Cat is in the driver's seat.
The hostess with the mostess.
That's it. That's you, baby.
So the reason I get the driver's seat today is we're going to have a look at another little collection of books that I have. Yeah.
Specifically romance books.
Well, these aren't... I wouldn't call
Oh.
these romance.
Oh.
These,
You own books that aren't romance?
I do.
What?
They still have a love story in them.
Oh, okay.
But they wouldn't be classified as like romance the way Connie Mason is.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Should be interesting.
young adult sci-fi. Yeah.
Awesome.
But they're all from the one author, Rochelle Mead. Yep. So I don't have all of her books.
Does she have like a young woman's journey from Milan to Minsk?
No.
Rochelle?
Rochelle.
Oh, Rochelle. A young girl's strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk?
Yeah.
Rochelle. It's Rochelle, not Rochelle.
Oh, okay. Rochelle. Sorry.
Yeah, but I think it's pronounced Rochelle.
There you go.
Very similar to Rochelle.
Very similar.
But in one of her books, they do go to Russia.
Oh, is Minsk in Russia?
Yeah.
I don't know geography. I don't know geography.
I'm pretty
so.
sure it is. Please let us know in the comments if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure Minsk is in Russia.
There you go.
There you go. So,
Let's begin.
started. Do you
Yeah.
know, I'm going to save, even though it's her first series, I'm actually going to save it till last because it's my favourite.
Okay. Save the best
So,
for last.
Save the best for last. We'll go through the ones I don't have because
okay.
I think that would be the quickest way to go.
Okay.
She's got quite a few books.
Yeah.
So she has a standalone novel called Soundless, which came out in 2015, which I haven't read. She also has another trilogy called Glittering Court, which I didn't read.
Oh.
But she does have a series that I did read, but I borrowed the books off a co-worker, hence why I don't have them.
Yeah.
And that's her Dark Swan series. It was supposed to be 6 books, but then it got cut back to 4. So you can tell. I've got something in my eye. So you can tell that kind of the story was a little bit rushed in the 4th book. Sorry, I had an itchy eye. I think there was something in there.
Is it okay now?
It's okay now. It's nerve-wracking being in this seat.
Yeah, it's all on you, babe.
I don't like it. So it's called her Dark Swan series, but the main character is Eugenie Markham, or Eugenie, depending on how you pronounce the name.
Okay.
And it's just got 4 books: Stormborn, Thorn Queen, Iron Crowned, and Shadow Heir, but H-E-I-R, as in an heir of something, like, you know, they're the heir to the throne.
Yes, the heir to the throne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the stuff we breathe.
No.
They sound very similar.
Yeah, one's got a H, but it's silent, so.
Exactly.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that series. It was really fun. So it's set in, Eugenie is from our world, but it's set in the land of the Fae, of the fairies.
Oh, fairyland.
So she crosses a dimension into the
Wow.
world. And as in the fairies who are like human sized, not like little flying pixie fairies, as in like
Big,
the big
giant
scary
fairies.
that have magic and can do us harm.
Wow.
So yes, she needs to save our world and theirs.
All right, get to the books that you've
All
got.
right, the books that I've got. Jeez. So the first 2 I have is, I've only read these once. This is her Age of X series. So that is, there they are there. Game Board of the Gods and the Immortal Crown. It's just a duology. It's just the 2 books.
A duology.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called when there's only 2 of a
I
trilogy?
think so.
Never heard that expression.
Again, in the comments, Buttoners, let us know if I'm wrong. So
Hey, it sounded like you said it with conviction, like it existed. Just like Moorish, you know, because
Moorish
it's
is
totally, it's not a word.
Moorish is a word.
It's not a word, Buttoners.
Tell you what, that is really Moorish.
Stop. Anyway.
So that one is, again, set in our world, but the paranormal influence is from the Norse gods.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. But it's just the two books. I liked it. It was
Beautiful.
Good. It's good. Her most popular series, I'm going to do it now because then or else the series after that won't make sense.
Okay.
A lot of you may have heard of it. It's called Vampire Academy.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
It's got a telly show, doesn't it?
It now has a TV show. It was made into a movie in 2014. They thought they'd try and catch on the whole Twilight vampire thing. But I don't know. Maybe someone should pay me to make TV shows, because I don't know how they go wrong.
Right.
Like,
because the source material
It's
is
all
awesome.
here.
It's all there.
It's all here.
Just make that into a show and you're golden.
So how do you get it wrong?
So they did the movie first, and then
They
they
did the
adapted
movie,
it into
and
a
then
TV
obviously it got readapted into a TV show by Peacock. Was the network that did it.
Cool.
It's already been cancelled after one season.
show. Oh, wow.
But apparently they're going to try and shop it around. She looks like a young Angelina Jolie.
She really does. Looks
Yeah.
like she's from Hackers.
So this series is really exciting. There's vampires, but there's good vampires and bad vampires. Even though they all drink blood, the good vampires only drink blood to survive, but they get hunted by the bad vampires.
Ooh.
Right, so our main character, Rose, is actually a protector of the good vampires.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's very, very cool. I really liked it. The first time I read this series, my favourite book was book 5, Spirit Bound. But when I reread the series, my favourite book was actually book 2, Frostbite. So it's interesting when if you choose to revisit and reread some of these series, because I guess maybe because you know what's going to happen, or you have a bit more insight.
Yeah, because
about
you remember the characters and you're like, oh, I like that character.
That's it. So, yeah, very excited. I really like this series. I don't want to give too much away. She falls in love with the guy who's, training her to be a better vampire protector, evil vampire hunter. But of course, he's like, we can't be together. I'm older than you. And here's the reason they go to Russia, because he's from Russia. So,
love it.
I think I remember when I was reading this series, we were in the car once, and I'm like, why can't you be a 6'5" Russian vampire hunter? And you're like, because I'm a 5'9", half Italian, half Irish guy from Melbourne.
That's me. I am half Italian, half Irish.
Which half is which?
Yeah.
So the fun thing.
Bottom half is Italian.
So the fun thing about this series, because it became so popular, they only did the first 3.
Oh, wow.
They made graphic novels.
Oh, these are cool.
But only of the first 3. Unfortunately, they didn't do 4, 5, and 6, which doesn't really make sense. But
the first 3 got it, but then the next 3 didn't. Maybe they weren't a
Exactly.
success.
well, I don't know. I bought them.
Did you read them?
I did.
And
I
you
did
enjoyed
read
them?
Of course, I did.
Yeah, cool.
It's just a quicker way. The thing
Get to the story.
fun, yeah, is that it's just a quicker way to reread and revisit the world without,
Yeah.
Now,
What if following her heart means Rose could lose her best friend? Forever.
yeah, her best friend Lisa.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Dimitri.
There
Dimitri
it is.
and Rose on the cover there.
Dimitri and Rose.
Yeah, how
Love it.
special.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
So, as most of you would know if you read, and that's a young adult series. So, as most of you would know if you read young adult, there's always a love triangle, right?
Young adult triangles.
Yeah, so there's always 2 boys that she's in love with, and she's got to pick, which one do I love? I don't know.
Why's that a thing?
It's just a thing. It's a way to move the plot forward, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing is, with that series, her heart was never for anyone but Dimitri, really.
Come on.
Even though she did date...
Who are you kidding, Rose?
Even though she
it's
did-
Dimitri.
Even though she did date Adrian for a while in
Just
the
a little
books,
while, just a little.
her heart always belonged to Dimitri. But the thing is, Adrian was such a likable character that he got a spin-off series.
Hey!
And he actually got a spin-off series with Sydney, who is a human from the first series.
Wow.
And it's actually told from her point of view, but I think the main reason they wrote it was to give Adrian a happy ever after.
Okay.
Because he's a good vampire. And the fun thing about this is through the course of the books, Sydney realises that she's not just a human, she actually has powers and she actually becomes a witch.
Oh, a
She
witch.
can cast spells and stuff.
What?
So initially she's what's called an alchemist. So she's like the bridge, her and her people are like the bridge between the vampire world and the human world. They like keep us separate.
Okay.
And all that. They're called the alchemists. They don't meddle in witchcraft, but it turns out she has a knack for it. And so Adrian helps her find her path and helps her, and they end up together, and then Adrian gets a happy ever after too.
Wow, there's so
Isn't that
many of
nice?
this series.
There is. So she's actually a really great author. So I'm
And it
pretty
seems like
sure
they're using the same
same
models for each
cover
book.
up. Yeah. The thing is, the way Rochelle Mead writes, she's a very clever author, and I think she plans out her series before she actually starts writing them, so she knows that the arc is going to be over the 6 books.
Right.
So they know from the beginning, all right, it's going to be 6 books, these are going to be the titles, blah, 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 blah.
This happens in this one, this happens in that one.
Exactly. That's where you
Wow.
could tell with the Eugenie Markham series that the storyline was rushed. She had to fit more
Oh.
in than she would have.
You could tell.
Yeah, I could tell with the writing.
Wow.
But I mean, look, I've never even written a book, let alone, you know,
A great body of work,
great body of work like this.
Rochelle
So-
Mead.
I'm not dissing her. I actually think it's fantastic. I wish they'd given her the opportunity to write all 6 books in that series. But, you know, sometimes you just got to do what the publishers want.
That's it.
So now we're going to get to my favourite of her series. So all of those ones that, well, apart from the Eugenie Markham one, that's classified as a general adult sci-fi series.
That's not young
That's
adult.
not young adult. All the other ones are classified as young adult. So that just means that
Someone comes into your bookstore and you go, oh, I've got a 16-year-old daughter. She wants to get into, like, reading, and she's, you know, she's maturing. Yeah, try these young adult novels.
exactly. So there's
She'll
not
love
as much
these.
language in them, and when there are romantic scenes, they're not explicit.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a good way to, you know, introduce the little ones into that world. But my favourite series of hers
Hey!
is actually the first one. This is actually the first book that she got published. And this is her Georgina Kincaid series. Georgina would have to be probably one of my all-time favourite protagonists.
Wow.
So the first book, as you can see, is called Succubus Blues.
It's been read many times, but that's
It has,
fine.
and I'm actually the one who's reread it.
Yeah.
So Georgina is a succubus. She doesn't like being a succubus anymore. She doesn't like...
What's a succubus for those playing at home?
A succubus is a evil being who seduces men to steal their soul.
And do they steal the soul through...
Are we keeping the channel family friendly?
Do they steal the soul through
Through
good
intimate...
times in
yes,
the bedroom?
Through intimate activities.
Because I remember there was an X-File where Skinner
Yes.
is encountering a succubus.
Yes.
And they're in that
Yeah,
realm.
that's what they do.
So that's right.
That's it.
Okay.
So her job... So what happens is she, as you read over the course of the books, she made a big mistake. And she felt so awful, and she made a deal with, not the devil, but she made a deal with a demon on behalf of the devil to take away all the pain she had caused. And the deal was that she then had to become a succubus and work for the forces of evil and make men be with her to have their soul turn to the dark side and come down to hell rather than go to heaven.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but she don't want to be a succubus anymore. She's been doing it for 1,200 years.
1200.
She's done, man.
Crikey.
She's sick of it.
Succubus
So-
Blues. I get it
Right?
now.
You get it?
Love it.
And she works in a bookshop.
What?
Yeah.
So she's immortal.
No, she's immortal. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So she has to change her persona, and because she's a succubus, she can shapeshift.
Okay, so there you go. Something
There
I
you go.
didn't realise until just now. Apparently succubuses can
They
shapeshift as
can.
well.
And a male version of a succubus is called an incubus.
Oh, right on.
you go.
Incubus. That's a great band.
It is a great band, isn't it? So with this series, she actually wrote a little short story, which is in this anthology. So even though it says Hannah Howell at the top, it actually says down at the very bottom, Rochelle Mead.
So hang on, what did you say?
So she wrote a short story which tied in with her succubus series.
So why has it got someone else's name on it?
Because this is what's called an anthology. So it's got a short story by each different author.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You've
But
talked
the
about
more-
those before.
Yeah, but the most popular author in this series was Hannah Howell.
Right.
Right,
At
so-
the time.
so
Does
who-
Hannah Howell have a bunch of TV and movies?
She doesn't, but she's got a
No.
bunch of romance books that we can do next time.
There you go.
So, and that'll come out. You'll get to see that one again when we do my Hannah Howell collection.
There you go. It'll come back
Okay.
out.
And then the last ones, and Georgina's just lovely. And so the whole series is about her trying to figure out how to get her soul back so she can have her happily ever after
Bless.
with who she finds out is actually her soulmate.
Oh, so these are all. So there's 6 in
Six.
this
6 in this series, and then
saga.
in this saga, yeah, there's 6 and the short story as well.
Wow.
But as what happens in the book world, which can be very frustrating if you are a crazy collector, the first 4 books, as you can see, got released in one format. Book 5 got released in this format,
are you doing?
and book 6 got released in that format.
Why would they do that?
So they can never be friends on the bookshelf.
But why would the publisher change it up like that when they're not?
So sometimes what happens is the 4th book might have been, the 5th book might have then been published by a different publisher. So,
So by the time they got to that book, they're like, oh, we're going
someone
to
else
change
is
it up.
doing it. Yeah, and
There you
then
go.
yeah, pretty disappointing. But the main thing is the content that it's inside, not the outside.
That's true.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
There you go.
There you go. So there we go. That's my little collection. I hope you enjoyed it.
Rochelle Mead, if you haven't already, go out there and grab some Rochelle Mead
Mm-hmm.
books. I can't vouch for them, but Danielle can.
I really like them. I
Yeah.
really like them. I've seen the movie of Vampire Academy.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the TV series yet because in Australia you can only watch it on Stan.
Oh,
And
that's why we
don't-
haven't watched it.
We don't have Stan.
No, that's one of the streaming services we don't have.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But give them a go. I like them. And if you like movies, if you like books about vampires, or her Succubus series is really fun as well. Like I
Yeah.
said, I really liked it. Georgina is just such a likable character, especially for someone who is an agent of evil.
And is she still writing?
Yeah, I think she is. She hasn't written anything for a while. Maybe, she's taken a break. Looks like
Wow.
she hasn't released anything since about 2018.
Oh, okay. She might be reading, creating another giant set of books.
She could,
Yeah.
or she could just be having a break, or she could, just be living off that, sweet cash. Which
Sweet
comes
cash.
From selling your IP for someone to make a movie out of it.
All right. Well,
Hey, before we go,
Oh.
yay, bye. Yay!
I wore this for you tonight because
Thank you.
I thought we were doing romance books, so I'm like, well, I'll wear my Kevin Nash shirt because he's big sexy,
He is big sexy.
and he was in Magic Mike,
He was in Magic Mike.
and that's kind of romance booky, and so I'm like, well,
Kind
this is
of.
the closest thing I have to a romance book
The
T-shirt.
problem with that movie, though, it took itself too seriously.
It did, yeah.
It should have been funnier. The 3rd one's coming out, so maybe it can redeem itself on its third way out.
That's it.
But thanks for taking the time to
Yeah, thanks for
listen to me
watching.
talk about books. I know it's different to our usual fare.
Yes.
And I hope I didn't give too much away because the whole point is for me to say, I've read these books, I love them, I've read them more than once. If you're looking for something new to read,
you should
give them a
read
go.
it. Yeah. Should we mention our giveaway?
We should mention our giveaway.
Oh, Last Starfighter. The giveaway is only
They've got-
9 days away.
Oh, really?
10th of February.
10th of February,
We're gonna be-
2023.
We're going to be giving away this Last Starfighter action figure set from Lobo's Collectibles. And we've only gotten less than 30 entrants. So it's really good odds. So all you got to do is just send me a screenshot of your subscriber status on Instagram, tag 3 mates, like the post, share it again on your story for an extra entry, and you could be taking this home for free all around the
yours.
world. Yeah.
Oh, so we're not limiting
It's not just Australia. Someone in America could win this.
anyone in the world.
So
We'll post it to you.
yeah. The Last Starfighter doesn't discriminate.
No.
He sent video games all across the galaxy, so I'm going to send this all around the world if you win it. So good luck if you have entered. If you have entered, thank you so much. That is awesome.
Yep, and you've still got 10 days. You've got 10 days? Yeah, 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days.
Tomorrow's the 1st of February. You've got till the 10th of
Well,
February.
this drops on Friday, so you got less than 10 days. But from now, if this was live...
You've got till the 10th of February 2023 to enter. Please do.
Boom.
And
Then you can take this
good
home.
luck. Good luck to whoever wins it.
Beautiful.
Drop in the comments any of your favourite authors, or if you have read Rochelle Mead's books, which books of hers are your favourite. We always love to have a dialogue in the comments. It's really fun.
Yeah, I
Always
was just
love replying
reading the
back to
comments from the last time we did this, and they were just so adorable. They're a very different type of comments that we usually get when we talk about toys, you know. So yeah, please drop in those comments about the books that Danielle's been talking about tonight. You want to hit your nostalgia? Oh, actually, we have to better. Do you want to do the whole?
What's the thing?
You don't remember our little script?
Oh, okay. So if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment.
And hit the subscribe button with your
Bell notifications turned on.
Good job, mate. One last thing to do.
Yay!
Yay, books! And we'll see you next week, partners.
Bye!
Bye!
Whoa.
What'd you buy this week? Did you get some toys instead of the groceries? I wanted this since I was a kid. Now I live in a box, but at least I chased the dream. I gotta intercept that package, or my wife will leave me and I'll end up